Panpsychism is the view that consciousness goes all the way down to the fundamental building blocks of reality. Perhaps fundamental particles like electrons and quarks having incredibly simple forms of conscious experience to reflect their incredibly simple nature. So it's a common misunderstanding. People always think, oh, what are you saying? Electrons are feeling existential angst or wondering if it's Tuesday or something. That's human consciousness, right? Don't be anthropomorphic about this. For panpsychists, human consciousness is a sort of weird, highly evolved form of what exists throughout the universe. It is a kind of common misunderstanding that panpsychists think absolutely everything is conscious. And it's understandable, that's actually what the word means. Pan, everything, psyche, mind. But panpsychists don't necessarily think literally everything is conscious. The basic commitment is that the fundamental building blocks are conscious in some very simple way. These days, many theoretical physicists are more inclined to think that our universe is made up of universe-wide fields, and particles are just local excitations in those fields. So if you combine that with panpsychism, you get the view that the fundamental forms of consciousness underlie these universe-wide fields. Since Galileo has aimed to be purely quantitative, purely mathematical, purely objective and third-personal. And so it's hard to see how you can bridge the explanatory gap between that purely quantitative world of physics and physical science and this subjective, qualitative world of consciousness. And in fact, one final thing, physical science kicked off with Galileo taking consciousness outside of the domain of science for this precise reason, because he thought, correctly I think, you can't capture those qualities in purely mathematical language. If we want mathematical science, we got to take consciousness out. And I think that's really, I mean, this is my book, Galileo's Error. I think that's really at the root of our current predicaments of consciousness. We need to find a way of bringing together what Galileo separated 400 years ago.